tips for safe summer barbecue. Keep your grill at least 10 feet away from your house. Clean your grill regularly. Check for gas leaks. Keep decorations away from your grill. If you listen to the show, no one will eat your food.
Welcome to The Anomaly, the contradistinct, uncensored, unmonetizable, and deemed unwatchable by the mainstream masses. We are the ones they cannot control and attempt to hold back, but together we form revolution. The Ramborgia. Welcome to John Rambo Presents the show. Stay ballsy. Don't take any shit from anyone.
So much like the Spider-Man and the Bat, everyone has their origin story. We're no exception to this, Ed.
Okay.
We didn't have as many close relatives be murdered in our origin story. But, so we'll take you back to a time, my friends, April 13th, 2012. So OJ and I were working with an agent, a Hollywood agent, Ed.
Really?
Yeah, we're okay. Big timers here.
Oh, and that's how you heard about me?
Ed doesn't even know the origin. I'm telling everyone and Ed, apparently, the whole story. So he was given his various people to interview. He had mentioned I have the voice of Malfurion Storm Rage. I have Ed Trotta. Would you like to interview him? I said sure, because I was pretty much saying yes to anyone that wanted to come on the show.
I had no idea you got me through an agent.
Yeah.
Your agent, though.
It wasn't my agent, no.
It was my agent? Your agent? Okay. She never told me.
It was an agent that represented a lot of different people that were doing voiceovers.
Okay.
And we were getting a bunch of them to send, they were sending a bunch of people over to us. So we planned this out. I guess it was on this April 13th day, 2012.
It wasn't a Friday, was it?
It's probably a...
No, it was probably a Wednesday.
Possibly. I think at that point, though, we might have been doing Thursdays.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay, no. I think it was always Wednesdays.
Maybe.
In my memory.
Okay. This is what you can do when you tell history. You can change it.
Oh, that's true.
Revisionist history here. So this is all made up. Okay?
Okay, go for it.
So we never spoke before this. It was just talking to this agent, and he's like, yeah, Ed's going to meet you on Skype. I don't remember the details. Maybe it was 8 p.m. or something.
I don't remember the details at all. Yeah.
Okay. So it was like a certain specific time on Skype. So OG and I were doing our show. We were about 6 months into doing the show. And it's 8 p.m. our time. And we're waiting for Ed Trotta. We have a Skype address. And there's no Ed Trotta. You were not online. Do you remember this?
No. No. It was 2012.
2012.
Ancient
so
history.
there's no one there. We're just sitting there waiting, and all right, let's give him 5 minutes. Let's give him 10 minutes. Let's give him 15 minutes. Let's give him 20 minutes. And I go, okay.
Did you have a phone number for me?
Nope.
Oh.
We had none of your contact information, just the agent, and we had your Skype name.
Okay.
So I'm like, OJ, it's it. It's over. This guy's not coming. Let's cut him loose, and we'll move on, and we'll just do something without him. He's not coming. And then OJ, being the type of guy that he is, let's give him a few more minutes. That's what OJ said.
Wow. I don't
This is crazy
this
stuff.
Did we address this when I finally...
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I was going to ask if you probably don't remember. It seemed like maybe you didn't.
Was it live then?
No.
Oh, okay.
So did you use Skype before this? Or was like maybe this was the first time?
It was new. It was brand new.
Or maybe just the time differences. We
maybe
screwed up.
There must be some excuse because
it could have been our fault.
I'm very professional.
No, whoa. I'm not going there with this. Okay. I'm just telling the story. It could have been our fault. Maybe we had the wrong time. Maybe who knows. But OJ, in all his wisdom, he's like, just wait for this guy. He's coming. So we gave you a couple more minutes.
Thank you for your faith, OJ. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Ed comes online, and we do our interview. I was listening to it last night, actually, in preparation for today's programming. And it was very interesting because when you usually meet someone that's your friend or becomes your friend or a close person to you, you don't usually have a recording audio of the first time you're talking to that person,
Yeah.
which is essentially what we have. Because when you're on the show the first time, it's the first time we're speaking.
Right.
Maybe we spoke for 2 minutes before when we
Right.
started recording,
Yeah.
but that's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Ed doesn't agree. But I think that's kind of the power of this kind of thing. Like we have this record from 5 years ago of us talking for the first time. It's interesting. I never really think back at the previous.
I had no idea when you told me it was 2012 that we got underway. I was really shocked. I thought it was maybe 3 years at the most, but 5 years. That's how fast time goes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, recently there's been bigger gaps between engagements. Initially I was once a month.
You were doing once a month. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think you've been on here in like 2 years, but last year we only did 2 episodes, and this year we've done 6. This is the 7th of this year.
Okay.
So it's not because we were keeping you out of it or anything.
But here we are again.
That's where I'm going with this, Ed.
Okay, that's where you're going. I'll let you have the notes, so take it.
So because of this meeting that we had in 2012, April 13th, this should be a celebrated day for us. That's our anniversary day, Ed. April 13th.
So you're going to wait to air this until April?
Yes.
Next April?
Yes. So from there, we slowly became friends with each other. You don't have to say you're my friend if you don't feel like we are. But
We're more than friends. We're roomies.
well, there you go. Easy.
Okay.
We're roommates. Yeah. So I'd say over the last 5 years we've talked pretty regularly, and have worked on some projects as we can from across the country with each other, different various things. I've recorded your voice for you through Skype and for various things you've done.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Schnozman Hole Punch thing.
Yeah.
Many episodes of the show. And more importantly, we just talked, I'd say, like once a week or, for the most part.
Average, yeah.
Yeah, for 5 years. And we're always talking, I'm going to come to New York, or I'm saying I'm
I wanted to come to
down.
New York big time. For the last 5 years I've been wanting to pay a visit.
And I was like, I'm gonna come to Los
Or
Angeles,
move.
Ed.
Yeah.
You were talking about moving, yeah. And it just hasn't worked out. I've had all kinds of weird issues over the years. I had, some financial difficulties and health issues. But 5 years later, I've overcome all of these things. Just being here is a great triumph for me. Just to be sitting here.
To have you here is a triumph for me.
So 5 years later, we put it together, and here we are sitting here with the great Ed Trotta in his home, his lovely home, downtown Los Angeles, California.
Beautiful, sunny Southern California. Put sunny in quotes because
Okay.
today is kind of gloomy, actually.
I'll tell you what, the weather's pretty consistent, though.
Oh, it's very consistent. It's rare that we have any kind of even season, a feeling of season. You have 4 seasons back
Yeah.
east. You have winter, spring, summer, and fall.
Yeah.
Our 4 seasons are earthquake, mudslide, flood, and forest fire.
But I haven't seen any kind of rain at all. I haven't seen any kind of...
It's raining in a part of LA now.
How is it raining a part of it?
Because LA is sprawling. It's
a big
enormous.
place.
It can rain in one part of LA and not another.
And you're fine across the street. It's raining over there.
Yeah, because maybe it's raining in Riverside or Santa Monica, which are parts of LA. They're cities, they have their own ordinances and municipalities.
Could be what happened to me is I felt something wet, and I said, that might be some rain.
No, that was bird shit, I think.
I think it was a bird that... it's like, you don't belong here in this city.
We can say shit, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we can say more than that.
Let's keep it there. You don't
All right,
want to...
let's draw the line.
Yeah, you don't have to draw the line, but you just do it anyway.
Yeah.
Just to be polite and professional, I would say. But we could do another video after this where you just go.
Yeah, I'm at home, so I feel like I can say anything.
Oh, you can. Feel free.
Yogi, come here. Yogi, my dog. Come here. Yogi, say hello to the
He
folks.
doesn't know what to do. You're just talking.
Come here. He doesn't know where to go.
We're just talking.
Can we
and he's
see
like,
him on camera?
Yeah, you see him.
There he is. Yogi, look at the camera. It's like, okay, that's good. That's good.
All right, so let's talk about Yogi since he's here, right? So I got here Today is Monday, the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
I got here on Tuesday the 18th. So we wanted to save this till the end of the trip so we can kind of talk about what's been going on. But one thing I must mention, Ed's dog Yogi here is more famous than I could ever hope to be, or most people could ever hope to be. We just go anywhere in the city. Of course, in the building where he lives, everyone knows him.
Yeah.
But like we go to the grocery store, and not only the people in the store know him, like they work at like the cashiers and the people stocking, they know him.
Mm-hmm.
But the chick that takes like your ticket to let you out of the parking garage,
Yeah.
she knows him too.
Girl in the booth.
And the girl in the booth, and she only sees him like through the window.
Hi, Yogi.
But we're driving through, and Ed gives her the ticket. Oh, hi, Yogi.
Yeah.
Just sitting in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, people will, I'll be walking Yogi and say, hey, Yogi, and whoever. You guy, the master, whatever, the owner.
It don't matter.
Sorry, doesn't matter. Yogi.
Get out of the way. No, people take his picture.
He's a rock star, yeah.
People take his photo. He's loved.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty wild. Has it always been that way, or just?
Yeah, he's always been like the what's it called, the wingman. Wingman, right?
All right.
You know, and front man.
Yeah. He's the David Lee
I have
Roth.
yet to teach him to get girls' phone numbers, though. He doesn't know how to do that yet. Maybe if I put a little pad on his
If
back,
he could only
or around
speak,
his neck,
he'd be fine.
You say, "Here's my number. What's yours?" How,
Mm.
you think that'd work? I don't know.
You get away with anything with him, I think. You have a cute dog.
Yeah,
You can pretty much do anything. You could probably just walk into any building, or.
he's a good guy. He's comfortable anywhere. Yogi is.
He's a good man. Good guy.
So
I got here. I'm trying to think if there's anything we talk about on the lead up to coming out here. I just kind of we were just talking about. I was talking about coming out, and I just said I'm coming, and here's my itinerary.
Mm-hmm.
And what were your thoughts? Were you?
And here's the stuff I'm sending.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. So, were you? What were your thoughts when I was coming?
Oh well, looking around the place, how am I going to accommodate him? I have a studio apartment, so it's not a separate bedroom. I have Japanese screens to separate this one large space. But what would I put on the floor, or how would?
There's nothing about me personally that you were nervous about.
Oh, I was nervous. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I, having known you for 5 years, but never having seen you.
Yeah, it's a strange thing, right?
It's always, yeah. That's
Have you
always,
experienced that before?
As soon as he stepped off the bus, I said, "Oh, you're taller than I thought you'd be."
I was like, I saw Ed. I got to the airport, and I was in the back of the bus, and I saw Ed with Yogi outside the bus. You were like staring at the door as everyone came out.
Yeah, I was looking at the door. He was sitting in the back. It took him forever to get off the bus.
You're like, where the hell is this guy? Is he really coming? Is this like a trick?
Yeah.
Is there some sort of a joke for the show? Of like, I'm coming, then I really didn't come, and then we're going to call you or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I just see you waiting, and then, it's like tinted glass. You can't see into the windows.
You can't see through it, no.
So I get out, and he's got a big smile on his face, and I'm like, what is the wisdom that Ed will say to me? What will be his reaction? And he just goes, "You're taller than I thought you were." Which is maybe the most brilliant thing you could say at that moment. You thought I was smaller.
It was a long wait. It was a long trip for John. And it was just a wait for me. He did the traveling and will tonight.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to that. But I got to Union Station about an hour before your bus.
Mm-hmm.
So when it finally pulled in, watching the people on board, deboard.
So it was a little bit of like it is. I don't know if I ever talked to someone for so long online without meeting them. This is kind of a strange thing in a way. But after like a few hours, it just becomes like you're on the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That all kind of makes sense.
He looked just like he does on camera.
You can't see better looking or something?
I imagine so do I.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, when I came into your home and I saw the other side of because your webcam is over there. So
Right.
it's the other side of the lens. It's so weird. Because I see you through. Because at home I see you through that lens, right? But now I'm actually seeing your lens.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Yes.
It's kind of mind blowing in a way.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're minded.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of things this week.
Yeah. Let's talk about. Well, hold on. This building Ed lives in. I wasn't just blown away by the lens. Okay.
Okay.
Just beautiful area here.
We're on the Bunker Hill, in the Bunker Hill area of downtown Los Angeles. We're next to the Broad Museum.
Yeah, it's right
It's
there.
spelled like Broad, but it's the Broad
I said, what is
Museum.
it, the Broad? No, it's the Broad.
And across the street is MoCA, Museum of Contemporary Art. There's the Colby School of Music on a diagonal. And we're just about a block and a half from City Hall. It's the Theater and Culture Center. We're 2 blocks down from the Music Center, which houses the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, Mark Taper Forum, and the Amundsen Theater. And even closer is the Walt Disney Concert Hall.
Yeah.
Which, that's the modern architecture in downtown.
And the home to many Subway sandwich shops throughout the city.
Yeah, Subway.
There's a ton of Subway sandwiches.
Yeah.
It's wild. But yeah, there's a ton of art and culture in this area.
A lot of theater and museums.
And theater, so I feel like this is a very, this is where you'd find Ed Trotta, I think.
Yeah.
Do you feel that's
Find
true?
me and a ton of tourists.
Yeah.
You walk outside and everybody is just on their cameras.
Yeah, well, it's a really beautiful area, man. You just come down here. I certainly walked around this thing quite a bit. There's from out the window you see the Broad Museum, and there's like a security guy always there. And I was
Sean's been surveilling the security guy.
I just feel so bad because he's just standing.
He's always there.
All night, all day. There's no one there right now. He's standing there.
You want to bring him a rocking chair, don't you?
We could have had him on here. He's got stories. He's seen things.
Mm-hmm.
But this building Ed lives in is great. It's got a gym. What do you have? The sauna down there?
I say
Pool?
it's a steam room. You say it's a sauna. Steam is moist. Sauna is dry.
Okay.
Maybe it serves as both.
How is it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's like a heat.
But it's a hot room. Just put it that way.
Okay.
Leave it alone. Yeah. There's a gym and a sauna, and it's got a library and a 24/7 coffee machine. And,
Right.
And we got the swimming pool, of course, the jacuzzi.
Of course.
And the penthouse, which has a billiards table and balconies and
A very nice view.
and grills all over the place. Grills on the rooftop and the patio, and a dog run and a dog spa. John helped me wash Yogi. Yeah, we got back to Yogi.
Yeah.
We
It's all about Yogi. This is the
yeah.
Yogi program.
Yeah.
So Ed was mentioning before that I had to send some stuff here.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out where am I going to be sleeping, where am I sleeping on, and I needed some stuff, Ed. I needed things. So only about a week before I arrived, I ordered like 2 boxes of stuff came from Amazon, and it was basically this called a camping cot.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Coleman camping cot.
Coleman
Good name.
camping cot.
Yeah.
Is that a good name?
Amazon doesn't make cots. Apparently, they don't make their own cots. They make their own tripods.
Yes, yeah, which we're using right now.
But
That's my
the cot was
specialty.
made by Coleman, and it's a heavy duty and a really nice cot.
Well,
I was impressed.
You were saying you should get the air mattress.
Yeah.
So
Or
I was
the
like,
foam
no.
mattress, I
It's
think
not
is
good
what it-
enough for me.
Oh, yeah.
So I ordered this like 20 pounds. This thing.
No, more like 40.
It might be, but it's really nice. It like folds out, and it was very comfortable. It's probably more comfortable than the bed I have at home. And then we decided, because I'm coming out, we're going to film some stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we ordered like a tripod sent here, and lights, which we're not even using because we have enough lights. We didn't
Have
even
enough
need,
natural light.
didn't even need this.
Right.
It's sitting right there.
Well, we used it.
We used it before.
Yeah.
But Ed's going to get all this stuff. Ed gets all this stuff as a consolation prize. He doesn't get to have me here all the time. He gets to keep all my things, all my junk.
That's right. Next time your trip will be lighter.
Right. So I already have like several boxes come to this guy's house. Then, while we're here, I'm putting together in my head like the script, which I should have had this all together beforehand. But my goal for like the last 5 years was to eventually come here and film something with you. But unfortunately, I blew it, and I didn't have something concrete when I got here. 5 years wasn't long enough then. I need 10 years.
You need another 10 years to get a script together?
Yes. So as I'm here, I'm like, I can't lose this opportunity because I'm here for a week. So I'm just piecing this together while I'm here. No matter where I'm at. I'm in Hollywood, I'm writing stuff. I'm at the Broad over here. It's
Broad.
The Broad. The various Subway sandwich shops, I'm writing stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, I have something here. We need props. So then,
God, yeah.
So I'm ordering stuff like, I think I was on, where was I when I ordered? I think it was like on the subway.
You were on the subway
and I was like ordering
the little racing, the little car, the elephant.
I bought like all this stuff, another 2 boxes worth of stuff. And then it shows up. It showed up like the same day, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Later in the day, it showed up because I ordered it early in the morning, and it's LA, so I guess they're. Or didn't we see those guys work for Amazon?
Yeah, the guys loading the parcel packaging in the basement or the parking garage were Amazon employees.
They had a U-boat, and they just had boxes of Amazon stuff. Mm-hmm. And they worked for Amazon. They'd come to buildings and drop off all the packages. So I got this script, and Ed doesn't really know what the script is. I don't think he still really knows. It's not something I could explain or write in a way that would make sense to anyone.
But I starred in it. But
Ed was starting. He's the only one in it. And you may see this thing, maybe you won't, depending on how bad or good it winds up being.
Do you have a title for it yet? Is it going to?
Yeah, we don't want to say anything too revealing here.
Okay.
I just want to talk about the process of it. But so we get these it was like 2 or 3 boxes came, and Ed doesn't know what the script is. I haven't really told him anything about it. Doesn't know what's going on. I have all these boxes here in his house. And I'm opening them in front of him like slowly, and it's like a model car, then wiring, then like an elephant statue, and it's just getting weirder.
Yeah. The script is making less and less sense all the time. The project is making less and less sense all the time.
So yeah, I'm just opening these things and slowly.
And now that it's done, it's still
It still doesn't make sense, Ted. But I'm just opening. He just looks at me. He's like, "You are wacky." He's like, "You are wacky." You know that? You're wacky. But that was a nice moment. But I somehow got off to like this wrong impression with Ed, where he starts to think I'm like this shopaholic person.
Yeah.
And every time I'm like, oh, I'm going to go out, I'm going to Chinatown. He's like, you're gonna wind up buying things.
Well, you did. I was right. You couldn't buy 1 burlap bag. You had to buy 4.
Yeah. So it turns it just, I don't know, I gave him like the wrong impression. I'd be like, no, listen, it's just buying things for the trip. So
I figured he was just rich, you know.
I don't just go around buying random things all the time, you know. But anyway, the cot was pretty comfortable, and it worked out well.
Yeah, we had a good time. We had a good week.
Yes. So I got here on a Tuesday, and then Ed had written a script before I came here. Because Ed did the right things that I didn't do. Because he had something actually written and ready to be filmed. And he'd asked me to, film this for him. So I was like, all right, just reading it over, like, where could we do this thing? And then I realized that the YouTube space, the YouTube studios, which OJ and I and other people have used in New York quite often, as you guys have seen, they have an LA facility. I think it's actually the first one.
Oh, yeah.
That they've put together. So I'm like, okay, how do I, go? I start the process of like booking a day at this YouTube facility, and I wasn't sure exactly how to do it. So I contacted my guy in New York. We have like a certain contact. And I was like, hey, how do I book in New York? I want to go on this day, or how do I book in LA? I want to go on this specific day, specific time. And he's like, oh, you got to take the classes again over there.
Yeah.
Because if you guys remember, in New York, I had to go, and my friend Howard came with me. We go for like half a day. It was like 5 or 6 hours of these stupid classes down in the basement of this building. And then you get certified, and then you can go and use the facility when it's available. So like, you got to do the one in LA. So I was like, oh, crap. All right, so it gives me the contact information. And then I realized that while I'm out here, they're not actually having the orientation during the time I was here.
Oh, I see.
It wasn't all because I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. I'll see the place. It might actually be fun to do it, right? It wouldn't have really worked out because I didn't have transportation to go there for 5 or 6 hours.
Right.
Well, it worked out anyway, but so they weren't actually doing it while I was here. So I contacted a guy there, and then I'm like, hey man, what can I do? I'm already certified in New York. Is it possible I can just get my foot in the door over here? And just being in California, and everyone's happy and the sun's out all the time.
We're mellow.
He's like, all right, yeah, that's fine.
Sure, whatever.
And I did drop your name, and I think that did help actually.
Thank you.
I know, because he seemed excited about after that. Because at first he's like, well, I'll check, and then blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm like, Ed Trotta's coming, this is his IMDb page. Fearing Storm Rage in parentheses, exclamation points at the end of it. And he's like, all right, yeah, it's just come, it's fine. But the only time we could get was 9 a.m. On Wednesday, last Wednesday, it was the 19th. It was 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I think we had. So it's fine for me because I'm on New York time, so that's like noon.
Yeah, right.
But I had to drive Ed crazy here. We had to get up early, get all the stuff together, and we drive out. Do you know where that was? What town or
That was
street?
Playa del Rey, which is near Marina del Rey, near the beach, near Hermosa Beach and Manhattan Beach.
She went to the beach.
That area. Should have gone to the beach. You never did get to see the Pacific, did you?
I'm coming back.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Did you see the Pacific the first time you were here? You were here 5 years ago.
No.
You didn't see the water then?
No.
Well, I haven't seen it for a long time.
I'm going to come back. This was like well, we'll talk about that more. But, yeah, this was like more about hanging out with you and living the Ed life, Trying to pick some things up from you.
And as a
Not
result
smoking,
of
though.
exploring the Ed life,
Yes.
he got out into this neighborhood, and he knows it better than I do now. I've lived in this particular place for 2 years. I've been in L.A. since '87.
Yeah.
But John is giving me tips on Little Tokyo, Chinatown, where to go, past the Skid Row to get to the Old Town. And, he knows his way around this town better than I do now. The Waterport Plaza was one of your favorite places.
Oh, yeah. I was there quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right across the street on another diagonal from the Colby School.
When I go to a place, I have to kind of explore it. That's how I can infect it properly. That's how I can, really make it.
He sent me an occasional picture from wherever he was walking around that he expected me, I guess, to recognize, so I'd know.
Some of the places, like, what is that?
Well, yeah.
I'm like, hey, just across
Where
the street,
are you?
man.
What is it? Yeah.
So yeah, let's go back to the YouTube thing. So we go to the YouTube studio in LA
To shoot The Weatherman.
to shoot Ed's script, The Weatherman.
Or
Don't-
Weatherman's Wish.
Don't give out too much.
I'm not going to give out. I'm not.
You gotta
I
tease
can give
them.
him the title.
They like to be teased.
Yeah.
You don't,
Well, you got to give him something to tease him. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I mean, the title and
so what's funny to me is
it's a Twilight Zone episode.
yeah, part of me if we could talk about this, but Yogi hadn't gone to the bathroom that day.
Okay. Yeah.
And he wasn't going to the bathroom. And then it was funny because we went to the YouTube facility, and on their grounds, he just let it go. That was the right place. Where he felt like that's where it belonged.
He wanted to mark that territory.
He marked that territory very nicely. So we go in, and it's always funny, man, because this happens with me and OJ too. When we checked in at the reception, they're like, "Oh, you guys are the first ones to arrive for your shoot." And
Were we? No. Yeah.
Well, I was like, "Well, we're the only one. We're the only two." And they thought they were expecting like a crew or something.
Oh, I see.
That's what they said. They're like, "Oh, you're the first to arrive."
I see. Yeah, right. Of your group.
Of your group.
We
They're
are the
like-
group.
I'm like,
It's a
okay.
duo.
I'm just like, oh yeah, they're coming. Leave the door open for them. Go. And compared to the New York place, it's probably, I would say, like 3 times the size of it. It's more like a huge warehouse with several sound stages in it.
Yeah.
Where New York is a bit, the floor of a building.
Yeah, we had one of the smaller studios to work in.
Well, unfortunately, it's based on your subscribers and certain criteria.
And your needs, we only needed a green screen. We didn't need much, so They provided what we needed.
Give us a wall. That's all we needed.
Yeah.
You and I, we can do anything. Just that. So they're like, all right, the equipment cage is down the hall. If you guys need any equipment, and we actually got a little lost because the place was so big. In New York, it's like it's all in when you first walk in, and it's like the reception, and then there's like a guy with like a shelf of equipment, maybe 2 shelves of equipment. So in the LA place, we get a little lost, and we're like, where is this place? We walk all the way down the hall, and it's basically like a warehouse of just all kinds of stuff. Stands and microphones and cameras, and so it's like a huge warehouse. And they're like, all right, what do you need? I'm like, microphone stand. They're like, yeah, like that's it.
That and a director's chair.
And a chair. That's all we took. Because I work so minimally, you know?
Well, I sort of wrote the piece in order to accommodate a YouTube scenario.
Yeah, like a
it didn't require locations or anything. It all takes place in one location, a TV studio for news and weather.
Right.
And I'm the weather guy.
And I think they were a little weirded out because they have really nice equipment, professional level stuff that they may use on television shows and Game of Thrones and stuff. But this is how I work. I have a Amazon tripod. It says Amazon on the tripod. I have a $250 camcorder, and we have this boom mic, and then I have a RCA cord that goes into the camera, and I have headphones, and that's how I make a lot of the stuff I make. And it works for me.
Works for you. You do a
degree.
lot of post-production, though. See,
yeah.
So your shooting equipment doesn't have to be that top of the line. We'll fix it in post.
Well, I agree because the editing software is so powerful. You can do so many options with it. So like, I don't. For our purposes, we don't need a $2,000 camera. You know, it'd be nice to have that someday. But so yeah, we're just using this very bottom of the barrel type setup. But hopefully it'll come together.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's up to you now.
Yeah. So
we did that. That was one of the first things we did.
So we're at the YouTube. Do you have any impressions of the play? Were you expecting something different than what
we got at YouTube?
Yeah, the place itself. Or
I had seen the pictures of it, but I took their virtual tour, so it wasn't really surprising. And I've been, in other studios, even bigger.
like
Paramount. What was Fox, or sound stages that are like airplane hangars. But I was impressed with their facility and their organization. They're
professional, very nice, and
yeah,
it's all free, which is amazing. How about working with me? How did you feel? It was like, how did you feel it went, or were you expecting some different, or did you feel like I didn't know what I was doing, or what?
Yeah, you knew what you wanted to do. I liked that. You did have a script to work with, and you broke it down in a way that was, really workable. He didn't give me acting notes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Most
directors in Hollywood or for film, most directors don't give acting notes. A neophyte, a naive director might think that that's expected of him and start doing it, and the actors, don't really want to be told. Most of the direction in film is done through casting.
Oh yeah.
When you work with actors on stage, there's more of a conglomerate and an ensemble thing, and there is more directing for acting notes, but not for film. It's about shot selection and and I don't know that stuff, so we fill gaps.
I like to give a more broad idea to the actor, so you can kind of do what you want. And oftentimes they'll do something better than what you're If I was
yeah,
to tell
like-
you what to do, it's going to be worse than what you're going to come up with, I think.
Well, you have to vision and surrender are the elements for directing on camera or anything. You have to have an idea that you can see the thing beginning to end, but be open to what is begging to emerge.
Yeah.
And in the course of it, kind of organically, we discovered things about the guy.
Yeah.
That he really probably should have retired from being a weatherman earlier on.
We had a whole backstory. And,
that he was not all that attentive to the whole process of the newsroom. That the other people working with him, he was kind of not. He wasn't the guy you'd invite to a drink after work.
Right. You should have retired a while ago.
Yeah. So there were things that emerged, and that was.
So you play
nice
with
to
that, play with
discover.
those ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that process of just figuring out the little things like that. Yeah, a lot of my direction was like do it slower or faster or
That's right.
walk this way and
Right.
go over there and then go over here and stuff. And well, I didn't feel like I needed to really get on top of you like I do with OJ. I gotta really get my hands around his neck and
Sorry, OJ.
squeeze the juice out of him. You know,
Uh-huh.
that's how it goes. But I saw the talent there, Ed, in person, and well, I don't know. Well, I don't mean to be disrespectful to anyone I've worked with. I don't know if I've worked with a professional actor, semi-professional actors.
Professional. You want to do a minute on the word professional?
No, we already did that show like 3 years
Did that
ago.
show? Okay.
I'm trying to compliment. I don't mean to disrespect anyone else I worked with. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying you did really well.
Okay.
How about that?
Thank you.
No, but you like there's moments you see.
Well, I knew what I wanted to do.
If you're watching like a master musician or something, or a master baker or something, all right, and then you could see like the glimpses of the brilliance, you know. So I saw some of that, quite a bit of that.
Well, the character wasn't. It wasn't exactly doing Cyrano de Bergerac. You know, it wasn't that difficult.
Yeah.
But I hope your viewers, when it's finished, I hope they see it and enjoy
Well,
it.
listen, it's gonna take some time.
Yeah, it's going to take some time. Don't hold your breath.
No, it'll
Well,
come
hold
eventually.
your breath. See.
It's gonna come eventually. I just I'm pretty busy. My job, I'm so busy with work that they knew I was taking a week off. So I worked like 7 days straight and then left the next day. And then when I get back, so my flight is tonight. Today is Monday.
Today's Monday. You're flying technically on Tuesday
Yes.
at 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, so my flight's at 12:30 a.m. Monday night, Tuesday morning. And then I have to be at work at noon Tuesday. So, and then I work, I think I work 6 days in a row. So...
I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good time while you were here.
Oh, absolutely. We'll save that till the end. But what I'll do is I'm probably going to be working on the show here that we're recording right now for at least a couple days.
Okay.
And then I'll have to go into that thing when I can, and then it's gonna take some time. It might be like a Christmas present maybe, or a Thanksgiving present.
Okay.
Go with
That sounds good. Or
maybe
that's sooner than you think.
maybe April 13th of
Okay. Okay.
2018.
Oh, no, wait.
No. So you had a good time at the YouTube. Anything else to say about
No,
that?
we had a great time, and we want to save. We don't want to give too much away, apparently, about the weatherman. So
Yes. Okay.
we'll move on.
So the next day, I just wanted to get out there and just do some things. This is when I started.
He was always leaving the place. He was always saying, "I'll see you later." Okay, fine. Have a good time. Keep me
Sit
posted.
still, Ed. I'm in paradise here. I got to go out, explore it. Yeah.
Occasionally sending back a photo or a text.
Right.
You know, I'm here, I'm there, I'm the other place. I'm on Hollywood Walk of Fame. We took a picture of Rod Serling's star on the
Yeah.
Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I
I
have
thought
the,
that was really sweet.
I have the strangest collection of photos because I don't want to like let's see like the Chinese theater for instance. Like I'm not gonna take a picture of that because I could just go into Google and I could see like billions of pictures,
Postcard, yeah,
thousands of pictures of this thing.
right.
So I took a picture of Rod Serling's star, and then I took a picture of I found the Church of Scientology, I took a picture of it, and my parents are pretty devout Catholics, and they actually they play the music at the church on Sundays.
Yeah.
My mother and my father play the church. They play the music at the church. So I sent them a picture of the Church of Scientology.
Uh-oh.
As if like I was like
bet that didn't go over.
As if I was like going into it, like this is why I came here, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were kind of wondering what you're doing out there.
Yeah.
So I was almost like, oh my God, he went to join the church. So I said to them. I also sent another text to my mother, which we'll get to later, which was another mistake that I made later in the trip. There's a text meant for someone else. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to go to Hollywood, so I was looking at some different options. And
I'm not much of a sightseer myself, so I was glad that John was a lone wolf on a trip like that to Hollywood Boulevard. I've been there, done that, the costume characters that come out, sometimes you don't want to be there.
No, I got out of there quick. But I'm like, all right, how do I get to Hollywood? So just kind of like my just the New York mentality. I was like, all right, you take the subway.
How do I get to Hollywood?
There's a subway.
Practice and a screen test.
Oh, okay. So I took the subway, the LA subway. It was the Red Line subway, is what they call it. That was pretty nice.
It's easy. It's easy to get anywhere from downtown.
It runs in a line. It goes back on the line. It has maybe like 11 stops, maybe total.
Altogether, yeah.
Altogether, and then it looks just like the inside of it looks pretty much just like a New York car, subway car. Is that what you call it, a car?
Except cleaner, you said.
But it's super clean. It's so much cleaner. Yeah, it wasn't really as many people hassling you. Some people do hassle you, but it wasn't bad. So I took that to Hollywood. Got out. I got there like really early in the morning. It's probably like 8 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah, and Hollywood Boulevard is pretty much closed until like noon or, a couple hours anyway.
That was basically my strategy, get to these places early and then get out. So just kind of walking down, saw some of the stars. And then you get a point where just all of a sudden people just start flooding in. It's like buses of people just getting out. And super tourist cheese ball area. Like a store that sells just plastic Oscar statues.
You didn't take a picture of Hollywood and Vine.
No, because again, I could just look at...
I know, but...
but yeah, like a store just sells like Oscars plastic statues. Like, why would you get this?
Yeah, plastic Oscars. I don't know.
Why would you want this?
I don't know.
People are just going crazy.
The quintessential keepsake. They also sell Los Angeles snowmen.
What is that?
In a globe, and it's just really a globe of water. And there's a hat, and there's a carrot, and there's some buttons.
Oh, all right, that's funny. They sell that?
Yeah.
And you shake it and
you shake it up, and the hat floats around.
What's this floating stuff supposed to be, like smog or something?
Because we never have snow, so that's the LA snowman.
So it's one of these places that I've talked about this in the past on the show. It's like these weird visuals of just tourists and mixing with just like homeless people. Unfortunately, sadly, people that are down their luck. But it's always a weird visual to see because I saw a guy with like a really professional camera, and he's on Marilyn Monroe's star. Mm-hmm. He was taking like a really like crazy shot. He had like a light and stuff. I don't know what was happening with this, but there was like literally 3 people sleeping around this star.
Yeah.
And we're just watching that. So I don't know. I'm not saying like the guy should be giving them money instead of buying his equipment. I'm not even going there or anything like that. I'm just saying like it's just a visual that picture says 1,000 words kind of thing.
LA is warm, and so it's popular for homeless people because you don't have to fight the elements as fiercely, and there are storefronts and to sleep in and ticket booths to sleep behind. And Hollywood Boulevard does get all the tourists who may throw
you some money or something.
Right.
So yeah, it just got just people everywhere, tourists, and just got out of there pretty quick. So then I tried to go to the Vista Theater. Well, I did actually go to it. I did actually walk there.
Yeah, I see movies there sometimes without caring what the movie is.
What's the appeal of the theater?
It's got the traditional Egyptian motif, and it's a single screen theater, which is rare, becoming more rare. There's nice spacing between the seats; they're comfortable. The concession stand has old time pricing, you know. You go to the early bird and you can get in for $4 or $5, and it's just a nice decor. It hasn't changed.
Yeah, so I went there and it was an interesting walk. It's in almost like a residential part, and I got there. It was closed, and it's a single screen theater. Just how they did it in the day, I guess. Right, and have these multiplex monstrosities.
But what they've adopted now that you described to me is showing a different film at different times of the day, so that they can have a kind of rotation.
Yeah, there was 3 movies playing, so I think it was 1 o'clock was Planet of the Apes, and then I forget what the other. There was one was at 3:30, and then there was one at 7 or something like that. But I was there maybe an hour and a half early.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's pretty hot out here, and I'm not gonna wait around. Yeah. So unfortunately, I didn't get to go. We'll do that next time, maybe.
Instead, I made him watch $1 Million Baby.
That was later in the day.
Here one evening, yeah.
It's you're on vacation. Here's a movie.
Here's a movie to watch.
Should be checking out. And
bummed him out.
Have you seen it? Have you seen this yet? No. I watched this. It's got Clint Eastwood. I'm that's cool. All right,
It's an excellent movie. It's just not exactly joyous.
Yeah. Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope you don't take it that way. I went to the Grand Central Market. Oh my God!
It took me a year and a half to discover the Grand Central Market. John was there in 2 days.
Incredible place. Basically, I don't know, how would you describe this? An open floor.
It's an eatery. It's
a food court.
Yeah, food court. Right.
Massive in size and scope, and then every type of food you could ever imagine, from German to Filipino to every type of dessert from any continent. And I went to this place that was incredible. It was like a pork place, just pork.
Just pork.
They have these
any way you want it.
It's only one way.
Oh, it's only one way?
Well, you could
pulled pork.
It's not pulled pork. Is that what pulled pork means? I'll tell you. It's they have a bucket. It's not really like a bucket, but it has a cone shape to it. Metal cauldron, maybe you could say. And there's a pig in there that's been cooked, and they have 3 of them. It's 3 full pigs, and you could get a taco or you could get a burrito. It's pretty simple.
Okay.
And I got the burrito, and they just come over. He just starts chopping at the pig, and he's got a big mound of meat. Chops it all up.
This is why I didn't discover it for a year and a half, I think.
And he just puts it in the burrito. It's $7, and it was among the best burritos I've had in my life. And just really seasoned. I don't know what they do. It's seasoned really nicely and cooked a certain style.
I imagine barbecued.
Okay, there you go. Maybe, yeah. It was great, and there's every type of food you could ever want in that place.
Yeah. And just past that is the musical shop that I discovered the first time I went there. It was to get to the music store.
What is this crazy place?
And they said, well, just go through the Grand Central Market. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, but next time the Grand Central Market will be the destination, not the music store.
Oh, man, yeah, you can go there. It's pretty close. Yeah. It's a decent walk.
Yeah. When they open Angel's Flight is like a little trolley car that goes from Grand Avenue down to...
but there is a stairwell there.
There's a stairwell, yeah.
So you can take the stairs right down.
Yeah, but taking the stairs back is, arduous.
It's tough to get back there. gonna talk about this later, but there's a second street over here is like a crazy hill. It's very steep, going up the hill.
Yeah.
So I did this like every day,
and yet Hill Street is flat.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But to get to Hill is a hill.
Just to be extra confusing. That's another thing we could mention. It's Ed drove around a couple times while we were here, and it's very impressive to watch him know the roads. And you're saying I know the neighborhood, but like in New York, it's it's a grid, and it's like just numbers.
Yeah.
And you know what's up and what's down and left and right. But here it's like the roads are all different names, the streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it, so it's pretty impressive, I think.
Well, I'm glad you were impressed. I had to live here a long time before I got that familiar with the La Cienega, La Brea, Vermont, New Hampshire, Virgil turning into, and yeah.
I was going with the Second Street. Yeah, I was going to talk about that. So, it's like a crazy hill on Second Street, and it seems like every time I try to get back here from wherever I am, it's like go up the Second Street hill. So when Caesar came, we'll talk about Caesar later, but Caesar the Pleaser.
This is later.
Well, later from now.
Oh, okay.
I was like, let's try to avoid Second Street.
Right.
So we went up First Street, and that wasn't good because we had to go underneath like a tunnel, and it was like maybe 3 times as long to do this, and you still had to go up a hill anyway.
Oh yeah.
But you got through the tunnel.
Right.
So it didn't work out. Didn't work out too good with that. You got a phone call happening?
Sorry, no.
Sorry.
I thought it beeped, and I just want to make sure it wasn't my agent.
Yeah.
Or Spencer.
No, listen.
Spencer or my agent, or you. Those are the only calls.
It's me pocket dialing you.
Yeah.
And then that night we, $1 Million Baby was the cherry on top of that day.
So the next day, what happened? What did we do next?
That would be, what was it, Friday?
Okay.
Let's see here. So, so we talk about, I had you film some stuff that I was working on.
Right.
In the house here.
Right.
Which we then reshot a couple days later.
We reshot, yeah.
Yeah, because very, very organized here. I went to Little Tokyo that day.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So, I found out where that was, just kind of looking things up, and it's kind of just a shot. Which direction would this be?
That would be east.
That's east?
Yeah.
So, I went down there. It was cool. There was a couple malls and things like that. So, I was talking to, if you're a long-time viewer of the program, there's a gentleman by the name of Caesar the Pleaser, who also has a YouTube channel, did quite well for himself. Well, he's been watching our stuff from April 13th of 2012, and before that, actually. So he lives in, where did you say he lived?
He lives in Inglewood where they have the Great Western Forum, where the Lakers made famous.
Won
I don't know
many
if they're still playing
championships.
there. Now they play the Staples
Center, yeah.
But Great Western Forum is in Inglewood, and Caesar considers it like a whole different city. When he got to downtown, it was like, where do I go? Where do I avoid? What should I do here?
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, everything's really spread out here. So
it is. It's very spread out.
That's something like I had to understand because I have, coming from where I come from, it's like you can walk everywhere, and there's always transportation available, and so I start going places here, and then I'm like, wow, this is pretty far, and wow, it's really hot.
When you come into LA, especially at night, you notice it. You're over the lights for like 20 minutes, and you're in an airplane going 600 miles an hour, and you're over the lights for a long time, and that's what makes it seem. That's when you get an idea of how big it is. The great suburban experiment.
Yeah, it's very different. Stuff's just more spread out. It's never as busy in one particular spot. In New York, it's just like there's always something going on.
Yeah.
And there's always action happening.
Right.
Pretty much everywhere.
It's the town that never sleeps.
It's very true. But this is a different kind of feel. I mean, it's got its benefits. Yeah, I mean, the weather's just pretty nice. So yeah, like I like talking to people, and I'm like, oh, I walked down to Chinatown, or I walked to this place, and they're like, why?
Why? Yeah.
They're like, why do you do that?
Why are you walking?
Yeah, why are you walking anywhere?
There's very little pedestrian traffic, and that's a major difference between the East and West Coast.
Yeah.
On the East Coast, people do walk around, and they meet people from all walks of life. Here, you know who you are leaving and who you're going to see when you get there, and there aren't quite the surprises or the unexpected. And I miss that. I miss the pedestrian traffic of New York.
Yeah, it's just different mentality. Like you can get so many places, and then there's always like transportation available.
Yeah.
There's always a subway or something.
Yeah.
To just jump on. But here it's like there's a couple times where I was like, oh man, I'm pretty tired now. And it's like stranded. You're stranded there, you know. I guess Uber is really big here.
Yes. Yes.
And I haven't. I've never used it. So maybe I'm a little behind on the times on things.
But you're gonna,
Yeah, I'm gonna use it today to the airport though. It'll be the first time that I'm using it. Seems pretty interesting. Like I set up yesterday, and then it just knows where you are, and it shows like a map, and then it shows cars of the Uber drivers, like where they are, and they actually move along the map. Yeah. Like it's a game or something, and it's just like a guy passing by.
Frogger.
Yeah. And here I am. I'm trying to cross the. So yeah, Caesar came down, which was awesome. There's another guy I've been talking to for 5+ years and never met in person, and it was a similar kind of meeting. It was like it's a little weird at first, but then it just becomes kind of how it always is when you talk. He got off. He took Uber here. He got off the Uber, and we were both out there already.
Yeah, I was busking.
Yeah, so Ed plays music right outside the building. He plays guitar and goes through a bunch of songs, and it sounds great. I actually recorded some of that. But Caesar comes out, and I'm standing there against like a post, and Ed's playing guitar, and he was just like, it seemed like his mind was kind of blown a little bit.
He didn't believe that was my dog. He didn't believe that was my setup for playing, because I was standing there with you when he showed up.
Yeah, usually we were just hanging out. Yeah, we were standing there, and then Ed's like, oh, I'm going to play now. He's like, what? And then Ed just starts playing, and he's like, really? So that was pretty cool. And it was funny because he's from closer here than I. Yeah. But he doesn't know the neighborhood.
No.
So I was almost like.
You made yourself a local within a week.
So I was like the local, showing this guy around my neighborhood, which was funny. And I just took him back to Little Tokyo where I was earlier. Yeah. Because I went through it and I didn't like really do anything, and then we went back down there and went to a Korean barbecue place, which was just insane amount of food. I mean, you get the salad, the soup, plus the barbecue, pork again.
Yeah, more pork.
More pork, and then like all these different sides and stuff. So it was pretty wild. And then we went to the water mall over there?
Water court. Yeah,
water court.
Yeah. And you saw a concert there, didn't you?
There was a concert going on. There was a couple concerts there.
Friday night. Oh, yeah, Friday night and Saturday night.
Friday and Saturday. There. Yeah, I had a good moment there one night. Like there was a band playing. I think it was like a Cuban band or something. But like they light up the place really nice.
And there's a concert on this lawn right next to me next Saturday.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Right there? Mm-hmm. Wow.
I'm on the 6th floor over the lawn between this building and the Broad Museum, and they host concerts on the lawn here. It's mostly current groups that I'm not familiar with.
Is that right? Yeah. Well, the band I was watching, I didn't know anything about it, but people were like really packing in. And you know,
and I had like a box seat for that concert because it looks right over it.
Well, that's what was cool where I was when I saw the concert there, because there's apartment buildings around there too. Yeah. So like everyone's outside and like on their terrace or whatever. Yeah. And then like there's people all over the place.
Skip the $35 ticket.
And I was just sitting on a bench, and it was like the lights were going, and it was just like it was a great moment just to be like relaxed and you know there, at that time, under the stars,
Under the stars.
and the buildings and stuff, So, so I was talking about my mother. I sent her a text by accident. So Caesar, I was texting Caesar about where to meet up and stuff like that, where I was. I was also talking to my mother at the same time about, she was just asking how I was doing and whatnot. So Caesar's like, all right, I'm coming this time, blah, blah, blah. So he's Caesar the Pleaser. So I responded with, when you get here, you better please me. I accidentally sent it to my mother. And then she just had a bunch of question marks. And then I had to try to explain this. So I was like, there's a guy coming here. His name's Caesar the Pleaser. We're meeting. I was for him. And I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense either, really. So I was like, that's his YouTube name. His name's just Caesar, not the Pleaser. That's not part of his name. Oh, it just became this whole...
And meanwhile, what's confusing to me is that we have a concierge, or actually a maintenance guy, in the building here, whose name is Caesar. And in high school, he went by the name Caesar the Pleaser.
Yeah.
Small world, coincidence? I don't know.
You thought he was the Caesar the Pleaser?
Yeah. I thought he was.
Yeah.
They actually look similar. Well,
you only need one. He's watching this too, and he's gonna get angry about this.
Caesar.
He's gonna get mad about this. And then I barbecued actually. I like to barbecue at home quite a bit. I think I've talked about this before on the show. So I barbecue probably in the summer a couple times a week, and it's something I like to do. And it's like I have these steaks, so I wound up barbecuing on the really nice grill that you have in the building. How did I do with the meat?
They were excellent steaks. Yeah, we ate on the patio. Yeah, we used the ones downstairs between the pool and the dog park. Good time. Yeah.
And then my days are all meshed together here, so I'm just going to keep throwing in things I did. We don't need to stay on days anymore because you can't remember.
Don't have to be chronological.
So going back to the previous comment about just walking and just going out. So I decided to go to Chinatown, which is different. Little Tokyo, which you didn't know. You thought it was the same. Because when I said I was going to Little Tokyo, you thought I was saying Chinatown.
Yeah.
But they're actually totally separate neighborhoods. So Chinatown
Tokyo's in Japan, isn't it?
That's down this way.
Yeah, it's on this.
That's seriously, we're pointing that direction. Chinatown's this way.
Yeah.
So I decided to walk to Chinatown. About 25-minute walk. I got there. Yeah, it was maybe 8 in the morning. I left, and you go over like a bridge.
Yeah.
Over the highway, over the freeway or something underneath you. It was kind of weird. But the Chinatown here is
all the streets are freeways around.
Okay.
Here, mostly.
Yeah. All right. So the Chinatown here is big.
Yeah.
New York, at this point, I mean, it's probably bigger at one point, but now it's maybe a couple blocks, or really not, just Mott Street, pretty much. But over here it was quite big, and I went to this it's this plaza. They all get different names, like something Plaza, something else Plaza. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe it's the Far East Plaza or something.
I don't know.
But I'm going in through there, and it's all these little shops. They're all closed, which is cool. But I found a Kung Fu Academy. That was closed, but I took a picture of the sign. Then I found a Bruce Lee statue, which I didn't even know was there. And that was cool. I mean, there was a big statue of him.
Yeah. Well, he's a hero. He's a hero here.
Well, this year, because this is where he came to. He came to Hollywood, right? So it's it's like a god over there.
Yeah.
There's later in the day, there was a line that was stretching just blocks and blocks. And I'm like, the hell is this line for? So I'm thinking it's like a concert or some sort of I don't know, what could it be? So I'm walking down, I was following this line, and it's just like a chicken store. They're just selling, it's like some famous chef opened a fried chicken stand, and there's people probably coming from all over the city to, because it wasn't locals, it was all different people just waiting in line to get this chicken. It was the trendy chicken.
The new place.
The new place.
Everyone shows up, I think, in support of it.
Possibly.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to the, good
I felt like it was kind of those trendy things, and then you go on Twitter and you post, I got the chicken, because they were taking pictures of their food, and I don't know. I was like, should I get
food?
I was like, should I get the chicken? Well, it was going to take about an hour to wait here, so I decided not to. I went to the a temple. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a working temple. There's people that I didn't go inside because I feel like that may have been wrong. I don't know. I probably could have, but I was just hanging out in like the courtyard area.
Yeah.
And people were coming out with apples and incense, and they would take the apple and like put it like, around the shrine, and put the incense into the apple.
Okay.
Well,
my favorite combination: apples and incense.
So I don't know the significance of that, but there was, they were definitely like serious about it, and they were saying prayers, and it was cool to see, So yeah, the Chinatown
Melting pot of cultures here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's great to see that. I don't know. It just makes
It'll never happen, but California has like secession from the Union on its mind. Just because
you can do it though, because I think it's bigger than California's bigger than Japan. I think, or certain countries.
Yeah,
some countries.
It's an enormous state.
Yeah.
And L.A. is a very unique little pocket of it. It's a wonderful wildlife state. Sequoias and beaches and forests and well, what's left of the forests after the fires we had this summer already.
Yeah.
But it has its own health care. It has its own stuff to secede. It won't happen.
Got Schwarzenegger.
Oh, it's got Schwarzenegger.
How long was he governor for?
I don't know. I was so surprised that we voted him.
Did you didn't vote for him?
I did.
All right, you don't have to reveal your voting.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So yeah, the Chinatown was nice, and then again, like similar to Hollywood Boulevard, like hit a certain point, people just start coming in, tourists start pouring in, just get out of there, start walking back, and I'm like, yeah, there was like blocks where I'm like the only one walking, certain times of day, like the middle of the day.
You were out early.
It's
early
true.
for them. That whole culture is kind of later in the day. They open things later and they stay open later.
Right. So then yesterday we spent a lot of time filming this video I was trying to put together. I won't go more into that, but I enjoyed it.
You want to tell them what it's all about?
I can't even explain it. So I had this. I had this this notebook, this like one subject notebook that with me, and it came with me pretty much wherever I went. And I would just like stop. I would stop in like Hollywood Boulevard, sit down, start putting some stuff down. Chinatown. I was at the temple. I was writing some stuff. So it was like it's a true LA product. I came up with a lot of it while we're here.
Yeah, right.
While we're here too. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, Winging You Productions.
Yeah, that's what Ed said. Should be. I
said
you can make
this shit up.
You can make this up. Productions is my new.
Yeah.
Just make it up as you go.
Yeah.
And then today I got up and I was like, I should go like do a studio tour, right? So I started looking at them. There's like Warner Brothers
or Paramount.
They have all the Batmobiles, so I was like, that's kind of interesting. And there was Sony does one, and Paramount. So I started looking at them, and I was like, you know what? Let me just do something else. So I started walking, and I found this building, the Bradbury Building.
Yeah.
Which I showed you the video.
I never saw it.
How would you explain that?
I don't know what era I'd say that was.
It's supposedly one of the oldest buildings.
Yeah.
So the elevator is like exposed. All the gears and everything, or like you could see them, and they're made of like brass or some steampunk. Like that era of like the
industrial
era.
Industrialism.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like the whole building is like that. Yeah. So that was really interesting. And then I went to the LA. What was it? The City Hall. Yeah. So I go to City Hall, and there's like a sign about an observation deck. So I go in there, and I'm like, just walking in. They're like, pull your stuff in this bucket. Like, what? Whoa.
High security.
Yeah. There's metal detectors, and you got to pull your stuff in a thing. It goes through a machine. So I was like, I don't really want to do that. So I almost left.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I've already got this far, so I just threw all the stuff in there. And then you get in the elevator, you go to the 27th floor. And, well, actually, you got to take the elevator to the 22nd.
City Hall, is that high?
Yeah.
Has that many stories?
You got to take the elevator to the 22nd floor.
Didn't know that.
I was the only one because this was early in the morning. So I was like the first one to get there. So you got to take an elevator to the 22nd floor. I was like alone. You got to walk down this weird hallway because the building's like old and I don't know.
Yeah.
To this other elevator, and that brings you to 27. And I get up there, I'm like the only one there, and there's like this big room. There's a podium where I guess the mayor does his news conferences.
Yeah.
And then you could exit the door and you could walk around the entire outside of it. It's exposed, like there's a railing, and all these views of the city, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of Ed's building and found it, and
He texted me, I can see you, Ed. I can see you from here.
Yeah.
And indeed he could. I texted back, you want me to wave? Because, yeah, I could see the City Hall from here.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, see?
Okay, yeah, that's where it was at. That's weird, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry you can't see, but...
Yeah, well,
it's
we got
just,
a better view.
It's just the top few stories.
And then I found myself, just started walking, and I found myself in this Mexican-style neighborhood. And apparently it's the Pueblo de Los Angeles, which is the original structures of the city, going back to 17-something, 81 or something like that.
When this was Mexican territory.
Yeah, well, before, some people took it away from them, but there's like the first house or something. I showed you that picture. It was the first house to ever be built here. It's weird. So they have like all these shops and selling Mexican wrestling masks. like just this one guy had all the masks.
Well, they used to sell sombreros, and once everybody had a sombrero, they had to move on to something else.
All these different masks. Should have got you a mask.
Yeah,
that would have been fun. Could have worn it now.
Yeah.
And then I got some food down there, some Mexican food. Obviously, it was really quite excellent. This little place, and
so you've had lunch. I haven't yet.
Oh, geez, all right. We better move this.
We got to move this along.
Yeah. And then I came back, and now we're just doing the show. Now we're in the present.
This is like this is the last check thing of things we've had to do.
Well, it was more.
We had to do Weatherman. We had to do your piece. We had to do some busking. We had to do some sightseeing.
Yeah.
And we got it all in. Got it all done.
We did. What do you want to mention? It has this television here. This is a fun story.
We're going to talk about television repair. Okay.
So Ed has this television, very nice television, and I come into the apartment and he's watching TV on a much smaller set. So I go, "What's going on with this?" And he's like, "Well, this big one stopped working."
The TV needed to be repaired. I haven't had anybody to help move it from the apartment to the car till John got here. So, I'm so glad you arrived. Now I can get the TV fixed.
So this was like half the day, or no, not half the, but we were trying to find like a certain repair shop, or who may come to the house and check it out.
I'm glad we hung in there until we found Alfredo. He's a good man.
We found Alfredo's place. So Ed and I carried this TV down, all the way down the hall, down the elevator, to the garage, to the car, and went to this guy's shop, brought it in there, and he was a real nice guy, took care of it.
Yeah, next day or day after, he delivered it. And
what's the name of his store? Can we plug him? Do you know what it was?
Max TV.
Max TV by Alfredo, yeah. In L.A. Recommend it. And then he actually brought it, he actually delivered it, and he and I carried it up and everything, set it up. How's it working now?
It's working great. Thank you, John. He thinks, I turn all my guests into slave labor.
We both have like bad impressions of each other. I'm a shopaholic.
Yeah.
And I just think Ed's just someone that makes someone do chores for him. No, you made some nice meals for me actually.
Thank you.
Several different breakfasts.
Surf and Turf was your rival dinner, the Blue Plate Special.
Yeah.
Salmon and steak, Belgian waffles.
took care
John
of me.
sprung for Chinese delivery
Oh yeah, it's Subway. That's my
and Subway.
that's my contribution.
So yeah, we took turns. We ate well.
And then tonight I have to head out. See
Gonna
how it
miss you,
goes.
John. Place won't be
What are
the
you gonna
same
do? What are
without
you gonna do
you.
without me? You're gonna be happy. It's crazy how 5 years and then this week went quite fast as well.
Yeah.
As well as the 5 years. It makes sense. But that was great. It was a great trip. It was a great honor just to be here and allow me into your home and to create things together and to do this today. And it was great.
Yeah. It was a good week. It was.
I'm very happy we got to do it.
You worry about are we going to get along for a whole week in sharing an apartment, and
How did it go?
it was great.
One
It
to
was
two.
great. Nice to have you around to talk to.
I appreciate it, man. And this is something I'll remember the rest of my life. I really appreciate it. If we never got to do this, I think I would really regret it. In a bad way. So not only did we get to do it, it was great. I have all these memories I'll remember forever. And
My turn next.
Perhaps
I'll
I'll
come out.
return sooner than later. I
Okay.
won't bother you. I won't stay again. I don't want to keep pushing it that way, but I hope to come back again soon.
Hey, welcome anytime.
Yes, thank you. I'll be 2 weeks. I'll be back.
I think I got something. I'm shooting something.
All right. Well, let me know when you're done, and
All
we'll.
right.
All right. Do you want to try to play something, or what do you?
You want to go out with music?
It's fine.
All right, let's play.
Okay. Am I using this one here?
Yeah, you use that one.
should probably move
That's
this-
the good one. That's
Play-
the good one that my friend David LaPlante made for me. And I'm playing the old Fender, which is one that I don't mind busking with.
All right. Let's see.
What were we going to do?
Oh. I got hold on. All right, I try this. Oh, keep going, keep going. Keep playing.
What?
tune here. Let me give you a blues progression here and see if you can mess around.
I thought we want to try to follow that. I thought that was good.
No, we're not done. I'm staying forever, Ed, don't you see?
Good night, everybody.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
it wasn't
Hopefully,
that bad. It was awful.
And hopefully everyone's not asleep like Yogi is here in front of us.
Yeah.
Who we have put to sleep about a half hour ago. So, there you go. That's it, friends.
John, thanks for visiting. And viewers, thanks for visiting.
I like it.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Ed. There we go. You know I'm staying another couple weeks, right?
Okay.
All right, bye.
Hey, John. I'm sorry I missed your call. I am currently driving home from a birthday party. I don't know how to get Google to hang up without me hitting the button, so I'm in a bit of a weird spot here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having fun with Ed and whoever else you're seeing out there. Yeah, so I guess I will speak with you later once I figure out how to end the phone call without crashing or getting pulled over for hitting a button on my phone. Herpity derpity doo. All right, see ya. Bye. Oh, I'm going to try and get my phone to hang up by saying the thing, but dang it, Google, hang up my phone. Oh, God, I'm going to get a red light in a minute. Yeah, I just don't want to do anything risky, you know? Playing it safe, and red light for the win. All right, have yourself a good night. Safe travels. I believe you are there until Tuesday. I will see you sometime after that. Let's figure out how to do this.
This has been a production of STAYBALLSY.com, the best in free and optional entertainment. Have a pleasant evening, and remember, stay ballsy. Don't take any shit from anyone.